A black SUV stopped in front of the old building. The girl in her mid-20s came out of the car. She looked around. The colony is for lower middle-class people. The area was congested and lacked many important facilities. People are wandering around, stopped and looked at her. One of the men came forward and asked, "Madam, who are you and what are you doing here?" She looked at the man and said, "I want to meet Veer Malhotra." "Where's D10 house?" "Snow." The man smiled and pointed toward a particular direction. "You are seeing these stairs. Just go straight and climb these stairs and turn right. The second house is of Vern, but do you have any work with Vernine? As today he got married." She ignored the man with attitude and walked toward the stairs. She was going to walk toward her destination when suddenly a light went off. She sighed and looked at her bodyguard who hurriedly opened the mobile torch and showed her path. She took a deep breath and started walking. On the other side, a girl was sitting on the decorated bed wearing bridal wear. She was using newspaper as a fan. She was looking irritated and annoyed. She complained, looking at the ceiling. "What is this, God? Today is my wedding night. At least today you can spare us from the power cut. But no, why did you make me poor? I wish I was born in a rich family. Even if there was a power cut, there will be servants to move this stupid newspaper." She threw the newspaper angrily on the bed. At the same time, a man stepped inside the room holding a candle. He walked toward her and said, "Oi, why are you complaining? Power cut is so common here. You know that." She sighed and said, "That's why, Vern, I told you to. Let's go to some hotel to spend our wedding night. But no, you have to save money. Miser, I hate this poor life. I can't spend one day without any worry." Vern smiled and said, "Oh yeah, I had spent all my savings on our wedding arrangement. I don't want your father to get burdened due to our wedding arrangements." Vern was saying this when the power came back. Aya also sighed in relief seeing this. They were looking into each other when Viren came near her. He sits on the bed in front of Aya and said, holding her hand, "Oi, I am so happy. Finally, we are married. I promise I will try to become best husband, and I assure you that we will remain friends forever. First we are friends, after that we are husband and wife. I cannot believe we are husband and wife now." Smile listening to him. Vern and she were neighbors and childhood friends. Their friendships turned into love, and finally they are husband and wife now. She came out of trance hearing Vern's voice. "I know you don't like this poor life. You want to become fashion designer, but due to lack of money you were not able to pursue it. I promise I will work hard and try to fulfill all your dream till then our love is enough." Saying this, he started leaning toward her and going to kiss her, but their moment was disturbed by doorbell. Aya groaned in frustration and said, "Who can be at this time? All our neighbor knows we get married today." Vern was also got confused. He said, "I am also thinking the same. I am going to check." He finished the sentence and walked toward the gate to open it. He opened the door and got shocked to see his boss Anisha Mather in front of him, especially at that time. He was confused and asked, "Ma'am, what are you doing here?" She smiles and said, "Hello, Mr. Vern, are we going to talk like this? I mean, don't you welcome your boss inside your house?" Vern looked at her and nodded with confusion, but he ignored all his thoughts and welcomed her. Anisha stepped inside his home. She sits on the sofa and looked around. It was small 1 BHK house. Anisha sat on a broken sofa. She saw the living room has only 2 sofas, center table and small dining table. At the corner of the living room, a small refrigerator was placed. Vernon asked her, "Ma'am, do you want water?" Anisha looked at him. He was wearing his groom attire. She shook her head and said, "No, thanks. You know, I only drink mineral water, and I don't think you have mineral water." Vern nodded sadly. Arya, who came to check on Vern, halted at her steps seeing the lady in their house at this time. She was looking rich and elegant. She walked closer to Vern and asked slowly in his ear, "Vernine, who is she?" Vern turned toward her and introduced Arya to his boss. "Oya, meet my boss, Miss Anisha Mather, and ma'am, she is my wife. We married today only." Anisha looked at him from head to toe. She said, looking at her face, "Hello, Arya. Congratulations for your marriage." Aya gets excited thinking maybe she has come to give wedding gift to them. She excitedly said, "Thank you so much, ma'am. Wait, I am bringing water and tea for you." She stopped her and said sternly, "I am not here to drink and eat anything. I am here for business. Vern gets confused. He asked in confusion, thinking what business she should be with him. He is just a small worker in her office. Business. Anisha nodded and gestured them to sit on the other sofa. They nodded and follow her order. Anisha speaks with full attitude on her face and said, looking at I am not going to beat around the bush. I am coming straight to the point. I want to marry your husband, Mrs. Aya Veer Malhotra. Both Aya and Vern were shocked to hear her. Aya gets up angrily and said, what are you saying? Are you mad? He is my husband. We love each other. Don't you have shame keeping eyes on other woman husband? You are such a shameless woman. Anisha ignored her words and said, Mrs. Alia Malhotra, please hear my proposal first, then tell your decision. Otherwise you will regret in the future. This time, Vern interrupted her and said, we don't want to hear anything from you. I don't want anything from you. Get out. Tomorrow, I will give my resignation too. I don't want to work with people like you. Anisha smirked and said, oh, Mr. Vern, for your kind information, you can't leave the job until you refund 15 lakhs. You have taken from my company as the loan. In fact, you have mortgaged your house for the loan. If you want to leave the job, go ahead, but empty this house right now. But I think this house price is around 10 lakhs. Still, you have to pay 5 lakhs. If you marry me, you don't have to pay 15 lakhs. Besides this, I will give you 1 crore rupees. Hearing 1 CR, both Vn and A got shocked. Why does she want to offer 1 CR to marry her? She can get any man she wants. Why Vin? Arya composed herself. Aya asked in disbelief, 1 CR? You are ready to give 1 CR to marry Vern? Anisha smirked and said, yes, 1 CR. Listen to my proposal carefully. Your husband will be yours only. Vern cut her off and said, I am not interested to hear your proposal. You can leave. I will return your money. Aya holds his arm to stop him and said, Vernine, think carefully. 5 lakhs is big amount. You have nothing beside this house as saving. How will you return the money after losing the job? Vern looked at her in disbelief. She was ready to marry her husband to some other woman for money. He was about to say something. Anisha interrupted him and said, must say your wife is smart compared to you. So here is my proposal. Anisha continued, according to my grandfather will I want the child to get my property. I don't believe in love and marriage. I want to marry your husband. The moment I conceive the child, I will divorce him. Even after 1 year, if we don't have a child, I will leave him forever and do not disturb your life again. You can stay with us and spend time with him, but you can't get intimate with each other until we are married. Vern shouted on her, shut up. I am not a thing or items whom you can buy for your own benefits. Anisha looked at Aya and asked, so Aya, what's your decision? If the answer is no, you have to leave this house right now. Why my husband only? I mean, you are rich. You can have any man for this work, but why Vin only asked suddenly. Ansa smiled and said, because Anisha Mather never choose used items. I knew you were his girlfriends and now his wife, but he never touched you. He is clean character, and he is hardworking and honest man. I want all these qualities in my child, and I want someone who can't use this contract against me, and I trust Viren. Viren looked at her keenly. He understands there is something fishy behind this contract. The reason she was giving behind this marriage was a lie. She was hiding something, and there was some hidden motive behind this. He come out of his trance hearing Anisha's voice. I am giving you half an hour. She took a deep breath and placed 2 files in front of them. You have half an hour. Tell me your decision. After thinking properly, here are the papers, divorce and contract papers. I will give 10%. I mean 10 lakhs now and remaining 90 lakhs after Vin and my divorce. I know your parents' house is nearby. You can go and discuss with them. I am waiting for you here only. Chapter 2. Aya was walking toward her parents' house. Her parents lived 2 houses away. Vern was walking behind her and calling her name. Finally, he holds her hand when they reached in front of her parents' house. He holds her hand and said, Oi, what are you doing? I am going to talk to my parents about contract thing. I think we should discuss with them about the matter, she replied while coming out of his hold. Vern rubbed her forehead and said there is nothing to discuss. I mean, how can we agree with her? She wanted to marry me. Don't forget we are husband and wife, and it's not even 1 day past till we got married, and here you are thinking about divorce. Don't you love me, Alia? Is money everything matter to you? My emotions, my feeling does not matter to you. Before Alia could reply, her mother opened the door hearing a voice from outside. Arya's mother looked at them. She gets worried thinking what they were doing in front of their house during their wedding night. She asked worriedly, "What are you both doing here? Are you okay? Any problem?" "Mom, Dad, I want to talk to you something very important. It's very urgent." Arya replied to her mother while entering inside the house, followed by Vern. They sat on the sofa. Aya started narrating them everything about the contract. "Mom, Dad, please tell me, what should we do? If we don't agree with her, we will be homeless. She is ready to give 1 CR to us for marrying Vern." Aya's parents get happy and excited to hear 1 CR. Aya's mother said with excitement and joy, "Yes, I mean 1 CR. It was such a huge amount. We will become rich. Oh my God, I can't explain my happiness in words. We will fulfill all our dreams and spend a luxurious life. We will get rid of this poor life. I will buy a house near the sea just like movies. I can't believe this is happening to us. See, Vern, how lucky my daughter is for you. It's not one day you both are married and here you are going to millionaire." Vern looked at them with a shocked tear. His boss was asking for their daughter's husband. Instead of making her understand that she was doing wrong, they were supporting her. Vern asked in disbelief, "Uncle, Auntie, what are you saying?" Instead of making her understand that she was doing wrong, you are supporting her. "I am not a male prostitute that I will sleep with her for money. This is wrong. I love Oya. I can't do this." He turned toward Aya and asked, "You claim to love me. Now, what happened to your love? You are ready to share your husband with another woman. You are ready to let me sleep with her even though for 1 year. What happened to you, Alia? Remember how possessive you were about me? What happened to your possessiveness now? Money is more important for you than me." Arya has tears in her eyes. She walked closer to him. She holds his hand and said, "Vernine, I know you are thinking I am a greedy person, but the truth is I love you. I love you so much, but I don't want to spend the rest of my life in poverty. I am thinking about our future. 1 crore is so big amount. Our life will get changed if we have this much money. I have seen you working day and night for 15,000 rupees. It's not enough for us. Think about our future. Later we will have kids. I don't want to give them this type of life. I want them to study in good schools. I want good life and education, which can't be possible with your salary. If we did not accept her offer, we will be homeless in 5 lakh loan amount. It takes more than 5 years to return the money." Vern looked at her and asked painfully, "I can understand you hate this poor life, but for money you are ready to sell me. You are ready to share me, ready to watch me with other women." I sighed and said, "No, never. I will never watch you with any other woman. I love you so much for this." Vin gets confused listening him and asked, "What are you saying?" "Listen, your boss told us according to the contract, you have to marry her. It was not written on the contract that you have to sleep with her. You are following the contract. We have to pass 1 year. It's not like she will force you to sleep with her without your will. Maybe she will cancel the contract herself and we will get money because it's her who is canceling the contract. In fact, she was allowing us to stay together. I will be with you and we can stay as husband-wife and she would never get to know." Aya explained to Vern carefully. Vern was startled with her planning. Vern jerked her hand and said, "Oya, this is wrong. This is cheating. This is against my principle. This is not as simple as you are thinking. There is something fishy behind this. And leave everything you are not understanding. What are you saying? You are ready to give me divorce for money. You are ready to tag my name with someone else. You are selling me your husband, your Veer whom you claim to love so much. I know you are not thinking right. You will regret in future and I don't want this. I am going to convey my answer to my boss." Saying this, he was going toward his house when he heard Alas's mother shouting Allah's name. He turned toward Alia and shocked to saw her standing with holding knife near her wrist. Vern was going toward her when she stopped him and said, pressing the knife on her wrist, "Vern, this is my only chance to become rich and live the life I always wanted to spend. I will not let this chance slip out of my hand because of your principles. I can't live my life like this. I am fed of my poor life. I hate this poverty life where I have to struggle for a single penny. I don't want to spend my upcoming life regretting that I had a chance to have a good life, but I lose it. If you don't agree to sign the contract, then I will kill myself." Saying this, she started pressing knife on her wrist. Blood started coming from her wrist. Vern rushed toward her. He threw the knife from her hand and said, "I am ready to marry her, but please never do this again. You are very important to me. Promise me you will never do this again." A smile came on his face. She hugged him and said, "I promise I will never do this again. I am so happy. Thank you for everything. I love you so much." Arya's parents look at each other with a smile. Finally, they're going to be rich and all the dreams are going to be true. Chapter 3. Veralia and her parents stepped inside Vern's house. They saw Anisha was using her phone. Hearing footsteps' voice, she shifted her gaze toward them. She looked at Alia and asked in authoritative voice, "So, Mrs. Zia Malhotra, what did you decide? Do you agree with my terms and condition or going to empty this house and tell your decision fast as you have already wasted my lot of time?" Aya first looked at Viren. Then she took the deep breath and replied with difficulty. It was difficult to share her husband for her. The husband whom she loves so much, but it's important for their future. She took a deep breath and said, "Yes, we have decided. We are ready to sign the contract." A smile came on Anisha's face. She said with a smile, "Good decision. I must say you are very smart, unlike typical middle-class wives whose husbands are their god and they can't share their husband. I was thinking you will come and say I am ready to stay on road with Viren with my love, but you are smart and take good decision for your future." After saying this, she forwarded 2 files and said sign them. First file contains your divorce papers and other file has our contract paper. Arya took the file and opened it. She blinked her eyes to control her tears. She looked at herself. She was still wearing her bridal clothes and here she is signing her divorce papers. Building the courage, she signed the papers then forwarded the file toward Vern. He took the file. He remembered all the memories with her. How she supported him when his parents died. How she supports him for his studies, their marriage. All their childhood memories come in front of his eyes. He closed his eyes and signed the papers with heavy hearts. After that, Vern took contract papers. He opened the file and read the content. According to the contract, he has to marry Anisha and stay with her until she conceived. Second, even after 1 year if she can't conceive, they can take divorce. During the duration, he would not cheat on her or have any physical relationship with any other woman. If he breaks the contract, he has to pay 5 CR. Veer looked at Aya one last time in hope she will realize her mistake. But his hope was useless. She was not looking at him while her parents have a smile on their face like they are getting a lottery. He took a deep breath and signed it. Anisha took the file and looked Vernon sign with a smirk on her face. She cleared her throat and said, "Good. My lawyer will inform you when the divorce gets finalized and about our marriage date. It will be next day after your divorce. Here 20 lakhs check. I will give the remaining amount after our divorce." She forwarded the check toward Vernon, but he did not touch it. Aya snatched the check and looked at the check happily. She looked at Anisha and said, "Thank you so much, ma'am. We will never forget this." Anisha smirked and said with a smirk on her face, "Don't worry. I will never let you forget this." Aya and her parents did not understand the meaning behind her words, but they ignored her words and started focusing on the checks while Viren understands there is some deep meaning behind her words. After saying this, she stood up from her seat. She straightened herself and said, "Okay, Mr. Vern, I am leaving. My lawyer will contact you." Vern did not say anything. She forwarded her hand toward him for handshake, but he did not respond. She sighed and said, "Even though you are going to be my husband, still I am your boss, so don't show these tantrums on me." Vin can sense warning in her words half-heartedly. He handshake with her. She smiled and walked toward her car. Vern was looking at her retreating back. Then something struck in his mind. He rushed toward her. Anisha was going to sit in her car when Viren called her name and stopped her. He requests her, "Ma'am, please." I can't make Aya understand what she was doing because money is her weakness. And she was only thinking about money, not about the consequences of this marriage. But please try to understand. I can't do this. I am a human being, not a robot who don't have feelings. Please, I love all you and don't want to marry you. Please cancel this agreement. You can find any other man who can do this willingly. Please don't do this to me, ma'am. Anisha looked at him for good 1 minute. Then she come closer to him and said, Yes, you are not robot but a thing. Your wife ex-wife sold you and I have purchased you. I am a businesswoman and it's a deal. I always invest in the deal which are beneficial for me. If your wife's sorry again, your ex-wife loves you or know your worth. She would never sell you. Hope you understand. You are not useful for her anymore. But for me, you are useful. You should be happy about finding other man. Why will I do hard work when I have already find a perfect man to become my husband? I just gave you an offer and your wife accepted. That's it. Now there is nothing to talk about. And why are you behaving like this? I am not asking to stay away from your ex-wife. She will stay with us. It's a matter of 1 year. You don't have to do anything except sleeping with me. It's not I am asking to take responsibility of me or my child. Don't take stress. If your wife has no problem with this, then why are you taking so much stress? Just enjoy for these 1 year. Saying this, she ran her finger on his face. He jerked her hand from his face and said with bitterness, I hate you. You are a disgusting woman. You are a heartless woman who don't think about anyone except yourself. But remember, I will not touch you ever. You are just wasting your money. I am giving you warning. You have time. You can save your money if you want. After saying this, he glared at her and leave. Anisha stood there for some time and keep looking at his retreating back. After some time, she sits in her car and left. Vern walked inside his house with disappointment and going toward his room when Aya holds his hand and asked, where were you? He ignored her question and asked, what are you doing here? Aya looked confused. She asked, what are you saying? This is my house. Where will I go? He chuckled and replied, no, this is my house. You are no one to me. Remember, we had signed divorce paper a few minutes ago, so it would be inappropriate, Miss Aya Gupta, if you stay with a stranger. Please leave. I have to go to sleep. Saying this, he walked toward his room and closed the door with a thud. Aya became worried seeing his behavior. She was going to talk to him when her mother stopped and explained her. Oh yeah, don't take stress. Leave him for a while. He is angry, but we all know he can't stay angry with you for so long. After some time, he will understand everything you are doing for everyone betterment in future. You know how emotional he is. He can't think practically. Don't worry your daddy, and I will talk to him. Mom, you think am I doing right? I mean, what if Vern forget me and fall for his boss? She is beautiful, smart, rich, she asked worriedly to her mother. Her mother smiled and said, stroking her hair, Oya, we all know how much Vern loves you and care about you. He will never love anybody except you. Now don't think about him. He will be all right after some times. Let's think what we do with this money. Listening to her mother, Alia also forget everything and started thinking about money. Her father added, yes, we will invest this money. He was cut off by his wife. No, not investment. You can invest remaining money first. We will buy so many clothes and jewelry. I want to go to abroad. They were walking toward their room when Aya said, Mom, Dad, I forget my mobile and Vern's room. You go ahead. I am coming. They nodded and entered in their home while it turned to go to Verina's homes. On the other side, Vern was looking the bed of his room which was decorated with flowers. Whole room is decorated with light, candles, and lamps. He decorated the whole room for their wedding night. But everything gets destroyed. He angrily started removing and throwing the decorative items. He pulled the bed sheet and threw them on the ground. Aya stepped inside the room and get shocked to see the scene in front of her eyes. She slowly walked near him and said, Vernine, I listening to her voice. He turned toward her angrily and said, what are you doing here? She remained silent listening to his angry voice. She was not used to his harsh and angry words. She spoke when he asked the same thing again by raising his voice again. She said, stammering, I forget my mobile. I came to take my mobile. He did not say anything, turned to other direction, showing his back to her. Aya took a deep breath. She took her phone. She was going out when she stopped and said slowly, I know when you are angry with me, but I am doing this for all of us. Please sit and think carefully why I did this. She waited for his reply. When she did not heard anything from his side, she walked out of his room. The next day, Vern did not go to the office. He stays in his room only while Aya and her parents were making shopping list. Alia and her parents were sitting in the living room. Aya said, Mom, do you see the diamond necklace we saw yesterday in the ad? I want to buy that necklace. Aya's mother smiled and said, why not? You can buy anything you want. After all, you're giving such a huge sacrifice for all this. Arya smiled, faintly hearing her mother. They were talking when someone knocked at their door. They looked at the person. A man in his mid-40s standing, wearing black coat and pant. He has files in their hand. Aya's father asked, looking at him, who are you? What are you doing here? Hello, I am Raksh. I am Anisha Mather's lawyer. I am here to give you these divorce papers. Congratulations. Your divorce is finalized. Now you and Mr. Vern are officially divorced. The lawyer informed them in professional tone. Aya nodded with shivering hand. She took the divorce papers. She could not control herself and burst into tears. Her parents rushed toward her to give support. Seeing the situation, the lawyer thinks it's good to leave them alone, he said slowly. I am leaving. I just came to give you divorce papers. Thank you so much, Aya's mother said, stroking her hair. Oya, please stop crying. It's not good for your health. Arya looked at her mother with teary eyes and said, no, Mom, I can't do this. I can't leave Vern. I love him. I can't let him marry another woman. I can't see him with other women's parents looked at each other worriedly. This way their all dreams will be destroyed. They can't let this happen, her mother said. You have already signed the contract. Besides, where will you live? If you cancel the contract, Anisha will snatch the house then where you and Vern will. Hey, not only this, Vien will also lose his job. You know, we all depend on Vien's salary for our living. And do you think you will get another job? Behave like emotional fool and you are going to stay with Vern? We will keep eye on them. And I am sure Vern will not leave you. Listening to her mother, Aya thinks and said, you are right, Mom. We will come on road if I cancel the contract now. I am sure my Vern loves me so much. He will never leave me and fall for Anisha. This is very difficult, but I am ready to do this for my environ better future. Aya's parents looked at each other and sighed in relief. Chapter 4 was watching TV when someone knocked at the door. She looked at the person and asked, who are you? The man answered, Madam Anisha, Madam has sent me to give this dress to Vern, sir. This is his wedding dress, but I think he is not at home. Can I leave the dress here? Will you give this to him? Aya nodded. The man thanked her and left. Alia looked at the dress. Tears started forming in her eyes. She thinks in her mind, Vernine, tomorrow you are going to become someone else's husband. I know you are thinking I am doing for money, but it's for our better future. Please don't doubt on my love for you. I love you so much. Hope you understand. At evening, Alia entered in Vern's house. He was cutting vegetable. She kept the dress on the chair and said, give it to me. I will do this. He looked at her then said, no need. I will manage. What are you doing here? I thought you and your parents were busy with your shopping list. Arya ignored his taunt and said, pointing toward the sofa, this is your wedding clothes Anisha has sent for you. After saying she was going out when Vern stopped her and said, Miss Aya Gupta, I want to invite you and your parents for my marriage. Sorry, second marriage. You know I have no one except you, so please come. Arya turned toward him and said with shocked, no, Vern, I can't come. I mean, how can you expect me to come to your marriage and see you getting married to other women? Please, it's so difficult for me. Vern chuckled and said, what a joke. You are forcing me to marry some other woman. Then what's the problem seeing me getting married? After marriage, you are going to stay with us. You have to see me daily sleeping in her room. If you don't have problem with this then, I don't think attending a marriage is a bigger problem. Aya looked at him with teary eyes and said, please Viren, don't make me do this. It's difficult for me to do all this. Viren turned to other side. No matter what he was concerned about her and seeing tears in her eyes made him sad. He took a deep breath and said, without looking at her, I don't care about your feeling. I will marry Anisha only if you and your parents come to my marriage. Otherwise, I will not marry her. Choice is yours. After saying this, he walked inside his room. Today is Anisha and Vern's marriage. He was getting ready for the marriage. He was looking at himself painfully. He wore the same dress few days ago when he got married to Alia. That time he was happy and hoping for happy future with Alia. But now everything changed. He does not know where this contract marriage will take him. He left everything to God. After getting ready, he comes out and saw Alia and her parents were waiting for him. He smiled faintly and said, good, you are coming with me. Let's go to my second marriage. Aya looked at him confusingly. She asked with confusion, Vernine, why are you wearing this dress? I mean, where's the dress that Anisha has sent it to you? Vern said looking at her, it's none of your concern. After saying this, he walked outside where Anisha's driver was waiting for them. Vern, Alia, and her parents stepped inside the temple. Anisha's driver dropped them to the temple. Anisha's PA walked toward them and said, just wait for 2 minutes. Ma'am is coming. She said these words looking at Vern. He nodded in reply. He was waiting for Anisha. When he heard Bengal's voice, his gaze turned toward the source and amazed to saw Anisha. She was wearing red color. Sorry, she was not wearing any jewelry except bangles and earring. She was looking simple but beautiful and elegant. I looked at Vern, who was staring at Nisha continuously. Suddenly, insecurity built inside her. She gets scared thinking what if Vern falls for her beauty. Her trance broken by Anisha's voice. I am ready. Let's start. She was going to walk toward Mandip when her gaze falls on Aya, who has vermilion in her hairline and nuptial chain in her neck. She looked at Alia and said, Miss Alia, I am going to marry Varen and I don't want any other woman to wear my husband's name marriage symbol. From now onwards, these things belong to me. You can wear them after 1 year. Till then, only I have right to wear these things. Aya looked at her painfully. She clutched her nuptial chain and said, I can't remove this. I mean your Invone marriage's contract. These things does not matter to you. But these things matter to me. Anisha took a deep breath and said it does not matter if I have any values of these things or not. But Vernon is mine. I have purchased him. He belongs to me only. I don't like when someone else shows her right on my husband. Now don't waste my time and remove them, otherwise consequences will be bad. Oria looked at Vern, but he turned his gaze to other side. Anisha again warned her. Oya, you don't have to look at him. He has no right to say anything. Do it fast, or you want me to do this. Her mother interrupted her and said, in her era, just remove them. Now you are not his wife. So these things are meaningless. Don't make her angry. What if she refused to marry Varen or let us stay with them? Come on, remove them. It's a matter of 1 year only. Tears formed in her eyes. Slowly, she moved her hand toward her neck and removed her nuptial chain. She remembered their marriage when Viren tied this nuptial chain around her neck. She gave the chain to her mother with a heavy heart and teary eyes. Vin and Anisha take their place on the mandip, a place where wedding take place in Indian style. Anisha whispered in his ears, Why did you not wear dress? I have sent to you. What's the need to wear these cheap dress? Vin chuckled and said, Madam, I don't want a single penny from you. I am helpless. That's why I am marrying you. Otherwise, I will not see your face. Anisha smiled and said, Not bad, husband. You got the tongue. Vern ignored her words and looked at Alia, who was looking at him with teary eyes. They were looking into each other's eyes. It was Viren who diverted his gaze. Hearing priest's voice, the priest said, Now forward your hand. Vern forward his hand. Then the priest asked Delina to put her hand on his. She did according to the instruction. After this, the priest asked them to stand for pharaohs. During Indian wedding, husband and wife revolve 7 times around the holy fire. After Ferris, they again sit on their places. Then priest asked Vern to fill her hairline and tied the nuptial chain around her neck. Vern filled Anisha's hairline and tied nuptial chain around her neck. He was performing all the rituals with pure hatred and pain. Finally, they get married. The car stopped in front of the big mansion. The mansion is looking like palace with large lawn. The mansion was surrounded by trees and garden. Arya and her parents were looking at the mansion with amazement. Aya's mother said, praising the mansion. Oh my God, look at the mansion. It's look like some palace. Arya and her father agrees with her words. Vern was going to step inside the house when Anisha holds his hand and said, We are newly married. We should perform few rituals before entering the house. Vern looked at her with little shock. He removed his hand from her grip and said no need for this. This marriage is not real. All the rituals were only temporary. Alia added, Yes, these rituals are for real couple. Anisha calls the servant and asked her to bring the puja plate. Then she turned toward Aya and her mom. Auntie, I know only one thing. Our marriage is real even for 1 year. All the rituals are real. And about his family, you don't need to say this. He has no one. I am her family after all. Wife is also family. From now onwards, we are each other family. Everyone's stunned listening to her. Vaughn was looking at her with a surprised expression and unknown emotions. Anisha asked Alia, Oya, you can perform the ritual for us. I mean, you are his friend. Oria was going to refuse, but she heard Anisha saying to her pa Kiar, give me 10,000 rupees, I have to put on puja plate. Listening about Manya took the plate and started performing the ritual. She put towel on Vern's forehead and then Vern. Anisha kicked the pot filled with rice and entered inside the house. Anisha again holds Vin's hand and said, let's go. I am tired. I need your help to remove these jewelry and pins. She was interrupted by her PA. Ma'am, there is one ritual left. I mean, husband has to carry her wife to their room. Aya, Vern and her parents were shocked to hear her. Vin was going to refuse when Anisha said, Kier, leave this ritual. He can't carry me. What if he can't bear my weight and I fell on the ground? Listening to her words, Vaughn ego heard it. Without saying anything, he picked her in bridal style, making everyone shocked, including Anisha. She immediately wrapped her arms around his neck. She said, What are you doing? Put me down. What if I feel down? He smiled and said, Don't worry. I will not let you feel down. Even I wanted to do this. After saying this, he asked her to show the direction to her room and walked toward the room. Aya was looking at their retreating back with jealousy. Tears started flowing through Aya's eyes seeing this and imagining Anisha and Viren together. Her mother kept hand on her shoulder and said, Don't worry, my child. Trust me, everything will be all right. I can see hatred in Bone's eyes for her. He will not touch her or leave you. Aa calmed down little hearing her mother. She nodded and walked toward her room. On the other hand, Vern and Anisha reached to their room. The moment they reached the room, he threw her on the mattress and going to walk away when she holds his hand. Then angrily jerked her hand and said, Don't touch me. I hate you. He come closer to her and said, Listen carefully. According to contract, I married you. But there is nowhere written on the contract that we have to live like husband and wife. So, Miss Anisha Mather, I am not going to touch you ever. Mark my words. You have wasted your 1 crore rupees. You have signed your life the stupidest deal by marrying me. Anisha smiled faintly and said, You don't need to take stress about my money. I am tired. I am going to change. Saying this, she walked toward the mirror and started removing her jewelry. She removed her bangles and started removing her pins. She got irritated with the pins. She started removing the pins roughly in hisses and pains. Vern, who was watching her, silently walked toward her and said, What are you doing? If you don't like who told you to put all these pins, saying this, he started removing her pins. Anisha was looking at him silently. After this, he removed her necklace and walked toward the washroom. Anisha looked at his retreating back for some times. Then she started removing her remaining jewelry. After some time, he came out wearing nightwear. Till now, Anisha has also changed her clothes. Then went to the bed and picked up pillow and blanket and walked toward the sofa and slept on it. Anisha sighed deeply and walked toward the bed and laid on it. She keeps thinking something very deeply until sleep overtook her. The next morning, Anisha opened her eyes due to continuous ringing of her phone. She groaned in frustration and threw the phone on the floor. Vern, who just came out of the washroom, shocked to see her action. He come out of his shocked and asked her, Are you mad? What are you doing? Anisha gets frustrated. She opened her eyes and said, Remember, don't interfere in my life. Don't forget you are not my real husband, but a thing which I purchased from your ex-wife. Never question me and stays in your limit. Saying this, she covered herself from the blanket while Viren was looking at her sleeping form with pain. Chapter 5. After sleeping for more 1 hour, Anisha opened her eyes. She looked around and saw Viren was sitting on the sofa and working on his laptop. She remembered how she shouted on him in the morning. She sighed and gets up from the washroom and walked toward the washroom. After some times, she came out of the washroom wearing formal clothes without wearing any marriage symbol. She was combing her hair and said, I am ready. Let's go to have breakfast. He replied without looking at her. I am not hungry. You can go and have breakfast. He got up from the sofa to take his phone, which was on the charger. When Anisha holds his hand, she wrapped her arms around his neck, making him shocked. She ignored his expression and said, You are angry on me because of morning shouting. Actually, I am not a morning person and it's irritate me when somebody disturbs my sleep. Now don't make this type of face on first day of our marriage and smile a little. I don't want my servant to get any doubt. Vern composed himself and nodded his head and removed her arms from his neck and walked outside. They reached a dining hall where Alia and her parents are already there. Anisha sits on the head chair and said, Mr. and Mrs. Gupta, you are still here. This is my house, not charitable organization. I only allowed not everyone to stay in my house. Aya's parents are numb because of their insult. Arya was fuming in anger. She looked at Vern, who was busy and drinking coffee. Aya's mother faked smile and said, Actually, Arya is our only daughter. We never stay without her. It's a matter of 1 year. Can we stay here, please? The house is so big and there are lots of room. We will not disturb you. Anisha took a deep breath and said, Fine. I have already hired Arya as caretaker of the house. You can also choose the work you like. Arya interrupted her and said, What? I am caretaker of this house. When did I agree for this, Miss Anisha Mather? Anisha smiled and said, It's Mrs. Anisha Vernon Malhuther for you. I have said earlier, I am saying again, this is my house, not a charitable organization. Why did I allow my husband's ex-wife to stay with me without any benefits? My caretaker was pregnant. She was on leave. She will come back after 1 year. I thought until you can manage this house. Aya gets angry. She speaks in loud tone. I am not servant. Anisha smirked and said, Then door is that side. You can go according to the contract. Only Vone has right to stay with me. Choice is yours. Either get out of my house, or if you want to stay here, you have to work. I will not let anyone stay in my house without doing any work. She cleaned her face with napkin and said, Excuse me, I have to attend an urgent call. In the evening, I will make the contract for this. I never hire any of my staff without contract. Saying this, she walked away. Arya gets up from her chair and said angrily, Viren, she insulted me and you remain silent. How can she think I will work as servant here? Viren gets up from the chair and said, Oh yeah, she is the owner of this house. It's her house. We can't say anything in this. It's her choice what she wants. Moreover, I am not a human being but a thing which she purchased. Technically, she is my owner too. And I can't shout to my owner. It's your decision to sold me. Now, it's your decision whether you want to stay with me or not. In short, it's between buyer and purchaser. I have nothing to say. AA gets irritated with him, she said coldly. Vern, stop taunting me. Whatever I did, it's for our future. I did not say you to sleep with her. Just stay married to her for 1 year. What's the problem in this? She was going to speak further. When her gaze falls on Vern's shirt, she saw a lipstick mark on his shirt. She holds the shirt and asked, What is this? Vern looked at the mark and said, It's ma'am lipstick. In the morning when but he stopped thinking Alia does not need to know everything between him and Anisha. His trance broke with Alia's voice. Why did you stop? What were you doing with her that her lipstick's mark was on your shirt inside? And said, Oh, we stay in the same room. She falls on me by mistake. This mark would be leave at that time and stop asking question to me like a policeman. We are in this situation because of your greediness. Was about to say something, voice interrupted her. So, what did you decide? Are you going to stay here or leaving? If you choose second option, tell me. My driver will drop you at your old house. I am leaving as I am getting late for the office. You can inform your decision by a phone. Bye. Anisha walked outside, followed by Vern. Anisha was going to sit in her car when she stopped Vern and asked, Do you want to come with me to the office? Vern smiled faintly and said, No, thank you, ma'am. I have my bike. And what would you say to people if they see me coming out of your car? You can't say I am your purchased husband, so it would be better if we come separately. Anisha looked at him for a few seconds and said, Fine, and remember, nobody should know that you are my husband. Of course, I understand this thing when you did not wear any marriage symbol. You are not interested to show anybody that you are a married woman, Vern said while sitting on his bike. He started his bike and left for his office. After a few seconds, Anisha also sit in her car and left for her office. Chapter 6. In the office, Anisha was going toward the meeting hall when she saw Vern Sr. was scolding him for not coming yesterday without informing him. What is this behavior, Vern? Is this your profession ethics? You did not come yesterday without informing me or any other team member. What do you think? Where do you work? You know how strict Anisha ma'am is for these things. Still you do something like this. I didn't know how will she react when she get to know all this. You don't have to worry about my reaction, Mr. Adafire, she said, looking at Vern, and walked toward them. She shifted her gaze toward Adafire and said in coldly, Mr. Adafire, you'd have to worry about my reaction. Now leave all this and tell me, did you finish the London project file? Adafire gets worried he did not finish the file yet. He was so happy today as he was looking for an opportunity to scold Vern. It's not he hated him, but he is hardworking and honest man, and he is like a threat to his career. I am so sorry, ma'am, I forget to finish the file. Yesterday Vern did not come to the office. He was going to complain about Vern when she interrupted him and said, I asked you to finish the file, not him. I want file on my table in 2 hours, otherwise today is the last day of yours in my office. Listening to her warning, Adafire rushed toward his cabin. Anisha turned toward Vern, who was silently watching all this. She said with a smile, perk of being boss's husband. Vern ignored her and walked toward his table. In the evening, Vian and Anisha entered the house at the same time. Anisha sits on the sofa and asks servant to call Alia and her parents. Vern took a deep breath and sat on the sofa. He knew another drama is going to start. He drank the water and tried to relax himself. Anisha speaks when she saw Alia and her parents coming toward her. So what have you decided? Are you going to stay or not? Aya nodded, controlling her anger. I love Vern so much. I am not able to stay without him. I am ready to become your servant for my Vern. Anisha looked at Vern. His face has no emotions. She again turned toward Arya and said, Okay, that's great. Here's the file. Please sign it. Arya took the file and signed as house caretaker. Then Anisha forwarded another file toward her parents and said, Here, I have hired you, Mr. Gupta, as the head of the security, and your wife has to manage gardening. Alia's parents took the file and signed it. Anisha was looking at them with smirk on her face, which was noticed by Vern. After signing the document, Anisha walked toward her bedroom. Vern was also going toward the bedroom when Aya tried to talk to Vern, but he ignored her and walked toward his room. Aya stomped his feet on the floor and said angrily, Look at him, Mom. I was trying to talk to him, but he was only ignoring me. He did not say a word when Anisha was insulting me. Aya's mother make her understand. Aya, don't worry. I will talk to him. Arya nodded and walked toward her room, followed by her parents. After sometimes it was dinner time. Anisha and Vern sits on their chair. Aya and her parents are going to sit on the chair when she stopped them and said, I don't eat with servant. I mean, after seeing you eating with me. They will also start demanding to sit with me and eat. I think it's not looked appropriate. I am sorry if you feel bad, but what to do? After 1 year, when will you leave? How will I explain to them? I mean, they did not know Vaughn is my purchased husband. They thought our marriage is normal. They will doubt if you sit with me. Hope you are getting my point. Aya and her parents nodded and left for their room. Vern was going to walk behind them when Anisha holds his hand and said, It's bad to leave your wife on table alone. About as she is not a kid and she has her parents. They will manage her. Vern looked at her for some time. He thinks for a while and sit on his chair and resume eating the food. 1 week passed. Aya and her parents work as servant in the house, while Viren kept ignoring Aya no matter how much she tried. There is no change in Viren and Anisha relationship. They never talk to each other except something related to work. Vern was walking toward his room when Aya's mother stopped him and said, Vernine, are you free? I want to talk something important to you. Vian nodded and they walked toward the garden. Aya's mother said softly, Vern son, I know you are angry with Aya and us. You are not happy with her decision, but you know since childhood she wanted to become rich, and she was not thinking about herself only, she was thinking about everyone. We all need money for better life and future, and it's golden opportunity for us we don't get. This opportunity again and again. I know it was difficult for you, but it was not easy for her too. I mean, who woman likes to share her own husband, that too on her wedding night, but she did this for our better future. When you are like our son. We also want your happiness. Please don't get angry with Alia. She really loves you. Please finish this fight. You can see how Anisha was humiliating her. Still, she was working as maid in this house, so she can stay with you. Please talk to her. She is very upset. Vern nodded his head and assured her that he will talk to her. Vern gets a message from Aya, who asked him to come to the terrace. He confusingly walked toward the terrace and gets surprised to see the whole terrace was decorated beautifully. He heard Aya's voice. Happy 3rd anniversary, Vienne. He turned toward her. She slowly walked near him and holds his hand and said, I know you are angry with me, but please try to understand my point of view. I am doing this for everyone's future and betterment. Please talk to me. You know, I can't live without talking to you. She holds her ears and said, Please, please. Vernon smiled. He removed her hand from the ears and said, Okay, I forgive you, but I am telling you again. There is something wrong with this Anisha. She has some hidden motive behind this contract. What do you mean? She asked with confusion. Vern took a deep breath and said, I mean she was with me for the baby. I am ignoring her since our marriage. She did not say anything about this. She was not even trying to come closer to me or fight with me. You are getting my point. Aya gets happy and said, so what's the problem in this? I mean, that's the good thing. I was worried thinking what if she seduced you, but now I will be at ease. Byron shook his head and said, oh, don't you think it's fishy? I mean, why did she give us 1 CR without any benefit you think for a while and said that's mean she is stupid. I will suggest her next time when she will make contract she should mention that they have to live like husband and wife. She is so stupid. How is she managing such big business? I don't understand. Vern was going to say something when AA stopped him and said, Ven, leave this, don't think too much. I mean, what can be her motive? We don't have anything to lose. She can't get anything from us. I am telling you she is stupid to make this contract. Okay, look at me. How am I looking? You remembered. I went to some big store near your office for job. But they did not hire me saying I am not suitable for this job. I told them just wait one day. That day will come when I will purchase clothes from their shop and see finally my dream come true. I am so happy. So happy. Saying this, she hugged Viren. He reciprocates the hug. They broke the hug when heard clapping voice. They saw Anisha was looking at them while clapping. She walked toward them and said, looking at Vern, I have told you not to cheat with any other woman until we are married. Another woman, I am his wife. Aya shouted angrily. Anisha turned toward her and said calmly, Miss Alia, you are no one to my husband. You don't share any relationship with her. You are his ex-wife. So stop calling yourself as his wife. You are just another woman in his life. Understand? She turned toward Viren again and said, looking into his eyes, this is the last time I am seeing you two like this. Next time I will not tolerate this. They were looking into each other's eyes for some times. It was Anisha who diverted her gaze and turned to go out of the place. She stopped at her step and said without looking at them, I don't like roses. Clean this mess fast. And don't you dare to organize anything in my house without my permission. This is my house. You are just servant in my house. Don't think this is your house. And start getting comfortable here. Otherwise, it would be painful after 1 year. She walked away. Alia angrily threw the cake which was on the table and shouted, what does she think of herself? How dare she to tell me another woman? I am the woman you love. How can she insult me again and again? Von sighed and said, oh yeah, you are responsible for all the insults and humiliations. I can feel the insult without her words because in her eyes I am only a thing. It's your choice now. Bear it. Saying this, he walked away. All you keep looking at him with teary eyes. She threw all the decoration and falls on the floor. She kept crying until her mother walks in and took her to the room. Vern stepped inside the room and saw her working on the laptop. He was looking at her angrily. She does not have the right to talk to anyone like this. He was cursing the moment when she entered in their life. He came out of his trance hearing her words. I know you are cursing me, but you are just wasting your time. You can't do anything to me. So, it's better you utilize this time and do something constructive. She said all these things without looking at him. Vern replied sarcastically. Yes, ma'am. As you say. He walked outside, taking his laptop.